Okay, we still don't know these pastas. We've got to get these pastas down.
All right. Fettuccine, linguine, agnolotte, and...
April, Megan, it's time to learn about gelato. Here we go then. So girls, you do remember my trip to Italy, and when I was in Bibione, I worked with Chef Gabriele Dali Fratta. One of his major expertise was the making of gelato, and his gelato was outstanding. He was famous for it in his area. He has a small gelateria attached to Restaurant Scorpius where he sells it just like an ice cream shop, and it's really, really delicious stuff. So we have made some here, and these are a couple of different flavors. We have some hazelnut and some lemon, and we have a little chocolate. So we can try it, and you can see how smooth it is. It's got less air. It's really, really smooth, very, very highly flavored, yeah?
So, Chef, are gelatos typically always sweet, or can they be savory too?
Yes, they can be savory. For example, you could make it with basil or any herb, and you would lessen the quantity of sugar. It would be very refreshing, really highly flavored, especially when they're in season. So in general, they are done with fruits, vegetables, nuts, and herbs that are in season. That's why when you go, you may have strawberry on when the strawberries are in season, but then you might go back 4 months later and not be able to get it when lemons are in season. My journey in Italy had brought me to Bibione, a beautiful seaside village. I was meeting my friend Chef Gabriele Dali Fratta from Restaurant Scorpius to learn how he makes his famous gelato. Gabriele, how are you? Nice to see you. This is the cafe and the gelateria
yes,
here?
This is my ice cream shop and the laboratory for the gelato.
Wonderful. And are you making anything just now?
Yeah, this morning I'm preparing some new one. Let's go to
some new ones?
Yes.
Lovely, thank you very much.
Welcome.
Inside Zenith Cafe, the chef's gelato laboratory, Gabriele explained his techniques. So Gabriele, you're going to show me how to make gelato the proper way, the Italian way. So the first step, what's the first thing that you have to think about?
You have to think about the pan that has to be at the same temperature for the outside of the gelato.
Okay, so these pans
are ready to put inside the fridge before.
So you've got the pans in the fridge.
Yeah.
So the gelato, when it comes out.
Yeah. This is it's frozen.
So it's frozen.
It's under 16 degrees.
I see.
Okay. So there's no shock, thermal shock for the gelato.
No thermal shock. No. That would make a difference in the flavor.
Yeah, in the flavor, but in the consistency of the gelato too, because the first one could be melted down. It become liquid in 3 seconds.
And you don't want that to happen.
And it's bad. It's bad. It's bad for the gelato. It's too much stress.
Gabriele described how he makes the base for his gelato. First, he cooks the milk. As the temperature rises, he adds the cream and dried milk at different stages. After getting hot enough, the temperature is lowered rapidly. So it's changed from a cooker to a fridge?
Yeah, instantly, because he has only 6 minutes of 73 degrees, and then he changed it. It became a fridge. And go down until the 4 degrees.
And what does that do, the staging, what does that do for the flavor?
It's important because you can test it later when we prepare the gelato. The different consistency of the milk that you felt inside and the cream together.
It makes them together, it binds them together. Wow. After getting a precise amount of the gelato base and using a scale to accurately measure it, The base is poured into the machine to start churning out the final gelato product. Wow, that's beautiful. And you're taking it out deliberately so that it shows these little...
That's the okay.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Wanna try?
It's actually quite stiff.
Yeah. Pour always on the corners before. Okay, that's it. That's it. Now it's going to finish, so you have to close the mouth. Put down the last one. We take this one and put it in the fridge.
We're here in Italy making gelato with Gabriele. Can I try it?
Yeah, now the test.
Now the test. It's quite firm.
Yep, that's enough because we put inside the freezer at 16 degrees on the zero.
Oh my goodness me. That is absolutely... Gabriele, that is magnificent. And it's because of the care that you take with it.
Yeah, because of every single step.
Every step. And the flavor is being improved all the time.
Yeah. You can't lose any step.
Don't waste don't waste
Okay.
put it back in.
Coming up on Cooking with Angus.
Whoa. It's like I have a lemon in my mouth.
My first choice for college, GRCC. Why? Because what you learn in 2 years lets you transfer to a university at the top of your game. Because what you save in tuition is worth thousands of dollars. Because the hands-on learning and academic support are second to none. Because the honors program challenges you to do your best, while student life makes you feel connected to the world. All those reasons make GRCC my first choice and the best choice.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Taught by some of the best chefs in the area.
Absolutely a wonderful night out.
I would get it as a gift.
Being able to cook something and then eat it.
It was great. I had a blast.
I love GRCC because I love Grand Rapids.
I chose GRCC because it's close to home.
I can take my time to decide what I want to do with my life.
I love this campus because it's an affordable way to take basic classes.
I chose GRCC because it was the best place to get reacquainted with school.
Because I love being downtown.
Because it's military friendly.
So I can pursue my dream of being a dental hygienist.
Because it offers the same educational experience as universities.
One of the most amazing gelatos that I tasted when I was in Bibione was the lemon. And I was really blown away by it. It was just so incredibly lemony. It was almost like you had just like all these lemons in your mouth just bursting. It was just incredible. And it's because Gabriele used the zest of the lemon. Let me get your hand over here. And what he did was he used the zest and he used the lemon juice just with the milk. Now if you want to just put this into your hand and rub it like this a little bit and then just smell the incredible flavor, it'll give you an idea of just,
Oh, it smells so good.
isn't that amazing? Mm-hmm. And it just like, that was what it was like. And every single taste I took, it was that refreshing. Wow. And it wasn't really that sweet. It was a little tart, but the smell and the flavor was just unbelievable. I was at Zenith Cafe, Gabriel's Gelateria. He had showed me how to make his base gelato and was now starting to explain how to add simple but incredibly powerful flavors.
The flavor of Gianduja. I got the measure here. 80, 100 grams per kilos.
What is Gianduja?
Gianduja, it's chocolate and hazelnut together.
Chocolate and hazelnut.
Together.
Ah. So is it a powder? Oh, it's a gel. It's like a...
It's melted together.
Wow, that's really something. So you measure this, add it to your base,
Yeah.
put it in here, and it makes the chocolate
Yeah.
hazelnut gelato.
The Bacio is the name.
What's it called?
Bacio, kiss.
Quiche.
Kiss.
Kiss.
Because it's the kiss with the chocolate and the hazelnut together.
Ah, I see. That sounds great.
Once the flavor is added to the base, the mixture is poured into the machine to make the Gianduja gelato.
So how long will this batch take to make?
Usually the first flavor, it takes 10 minutes. The second one is around 3-4 minutes. Because she is already in temperature.
The machine is up.
It's up. The better would be never stop the machine. Always put inside as you
So you keep making it.
That is why we started from the white one.
You start with the white, then you can add the different...
The last one is the chocolate.
So you've introduced the beginning, the base,
Yeah.
then you can start adding and adding and adding, and you end with the chocolate. And you get the full use of the machine the whole time.
Yeah, the whole time.
Wow, that's very clever.
While we waited for the Gianduja, Gabriel had a few special fruit and mixed fruit gelatos already made, and he wanted me to try them. First up was the lemon, and I was in for a surprise.
This is the lemon?
This is the lemon. This is the mixed fruit.
Whoa. It's like I have a lemon in my mouth. Wow, that's unbelievable.
This inside we have.
I've never had anything so bright as that.
Pure lemon.
Pure lemon.
Pure lemon and a little bit of water, a little bit of sugar, and anything else. This is mixed fruit with the melon,
Melon.
pineapple, some kiwi inside, some strawberry.
My goodness me.
And this is the strawberry with fresh strawberry.
Wow, that's just sensational.
The Gianduja was finished and tasted amazing. Next, Gabriel wanted me to taste a special chocolate-covered gelato. To make a velvety composition and a powerful flavour, a unique piston-like machine bashes the chocolate continually. I couldn't wait to try it.
Now this is where the importance of the pan being frozen really comes into its own. Wow, isn't that beautiful? Now you can start to hear it.
Wow. Now we can finish here.
That is just magnificent.
That's it. You wanna taste it?
Oh, yeah. Wow, it's just all so good.
Coming up on Cooking with Angus.
When the grape is perfect, how does he recognize that it's ready to be picked?
My first choice for college, GRCC. Why? I was ready to build a career. I traded taking notes in a classroom for hands-on learning. I found a program where I can follow my passion. What I'm saving on low tuition will pay off if I transfer to a university. And I know the skills I'm learning will build a better community. All those reasons make GRCC my first choice and the best choice.
I chose GRCC because it's close to home and I like the campus.
Because it's affordable.
Because I love the atmosphere.
Because they have a great photography program.
Because they have a great psychology program.
It has the same activities as any other college.
Because I can get my general classes out the way.
Because it's quality, affordable education.
Because it's close to home.
Because I love Grand Rapids. For medical assisting.
Because they'll kickstart my future.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Taught by some of the best chefs in the area.
Absolutely a wonderful night out.
I would get it as a gift.
Being able to cook something and then eat it.
It was great. I had a blast.
All of the products that Gabrielle gets for his restaurant are at hand because it's only open during the summer. So all of the fresh vegetables, the lemons, they're all there. And even the wine. He actually goes to the vineyard to get the wine. He doesn't go to a supermarket or it doesn't come in a box. He goes to the vineyard. And finally, we got out of the kitchen for a couple of minutes and we went to a vineyard. And a local vineyard that he gets his wine from, a lot of his wine. And we were touring it, and we went in with the grapes, by the vines, and at that particular time of year, they looked like little tiny miniature peppers, like the size of your nail. I was fascinated by that, because, you know, they're going to grow into, obviously, this cluster of grapes, which they're going to make wine out of. But at that particular time is where they were deciding whether the grapes were going to be good or not. When they were in this little pepper form. It looked really, really strange to me. And we smelled the soil, we tasted the wine, and it tasted just the same. And it's so important that he chooses the wine well for the food that he's preparing for his guests. And they were so delightful, the wines that we had with the meals that we had. So the choosing of the wine is really important. Along the Italian countryside sits the vineyard where Gabrielle buys a lot of his wine for his restaurant. Cantine La Practure was a beautiful place, and Ivano, the general manager of the vineyards, showed me the early stages of the grapes.
Dove l'uva cambia di colore.
Okay. He explained that this is the first step of the beginning of the flower of the plant.
This part here?
The little one, yeah. It's becoming a flower.
Okay.
Then it became a little bit bigger. And maybe around in a month and a half, you can see the single fruit. Okay.
The grape. Okay, now when it becomes a grape, it's very small.
Yep.
They're taking care of it until they start to harvest it, is that correct?
Allora dice che
della fioritura.
Okay, this one is the most delicate part of the entire harvest.
So it's dangerous for, for example,
time.
weather and...
Yep. The problem is that in that period of the spring now, if the temperature is cold, the flower can drop down. In September you can find the grape with some mistakes.
Irregular grapes?
Yeah, irregular.
So when the grape is perfect, how does he recognize that it's ready to be picked?
Chiede quando
e dopo si va con i vini rossi.
Okay, the 1st of September, it's the starting of the harvest. An enologist came here by the chemical analysis.
Oh, he analyzes it.
Yep.
He analyzes it.
The volume of the alcohol inside, and decided from the white wines, the first one to be harvested, to the red wines that would be the last.
The last.
One.
Okay. Look how green that is. Wow. When the grapes are on now, do these hang right down?
Quando comincia che è pesato. Because of the heavy of.
Because of the weight of the plant.
We headed inside and our hosts graciously allowed us to taste their wonderful wine.
It's very, very good.
Back in town at Restaurant Scorpius, the boys had another dish they wanted to share with me. A seafood spaghetti dish that is uniquely cooked underneath the shell of a pizza crust. First, the freshly cooked seafood is placed in the pan. Then the spaghetti is cooked and put into the pan with the seafood. Next, pizza dough is used to cover the pan completely, and the entire dish is moved into the oven to finish cooking. It came out of the oven, not surprisingly, looking amazing.
That is amazing.
And of course, we had to try it.
Coming up on Cooking with Angus.
We should really welcome him in his own language. Welcome, Gabriel.
My first choice for college, GRCC. Why? Because I was ready to take my future into my own hands, and GRCC gave me that opportunity. Because the money that I'm saving on the low cost of tuition, I'll use to earn my bachelor's degree. Because I'm making connections to build my career. Because while I share my ideas with other students, I'm pushed to challenge my limits by my professors. All those reasons made GRCC my first choice and the best choice.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Taught by some of the best chefs in the area.
Absolutely a wonderful night out.
I would get it as a gift.
Being able to cook something and then eat it.
It was great. I had a blast.
I love GRCC because I love Grand Rapids.
I chose GRCC because it's close to home. I can take my time to decide what I want to do with my life. I love this campus.
Because it's an affordable way to take basic classes.
I chose GRCC because it was the best place to get reacquainted with school.
Because I love being downtown.
Because it's military friendly.
So I can pursue my dream of being a dental hygienist.
Because it offers the same educational experience as universities.
Girls, if you can imagine this restaurant 40 steps from the Adriatic Ocean, you can imagine just how fresh the fish is that's coming in. And Gabrielle did some fabulous fish dishes for us. Here's an example of the style of dish that they would have with a little bit of sea bream and then all the host of other little things that come out of the ocean, all these beautiful shellfish, the squids, the octopuses, the mussels, the clams, all over it, and then just finish it lightly with a tiny bit of olive oil. And this is the way it would go to the table. And Gabriel was very, very proud of how he served this beautiful fish, just like that.
Chef, it's just so beautiful and so simple.
I mean, this is the wonderful thing about it. And of course, when it comes to the table, then they can just start removing the flesh directly off it for the customer. Look at that beautiful white flesh under there. Look. Oh my goodness me. Not quite as good as bibioni though. My time in Bibione and Restaurant Scorpius had come to a close. Gabriel was a perfect host and showed me some great seafood, pasta, gelato, wine, and so much more. All very special and really fun. But all good times must come to an end. Gabriel, what a wonderful 3 days we've had here with you.
Very, very busy.
Very busy. And thank you for all the things that you arranged, and you're welcome, and that your family have been incredibly generous to us. They've been wonderful. You know, just everybody that we've met in Bibione has been truly remarkable, and I just want to thank you.
Thank you to all for the visit.
Hopefully we will see you back in the US by the end of the year, and
I hope
we can repay the compliment to you and we can have some more fun.
Thank you very much.
Thanks very much indeed.
Thank you.
All the best.
See you.
Ciao.
Ciao.
A few months later, the following autumn, JRCC and the Sequia Institute for Culinary Education brought Gabriel over to West Michigan. He helped teach our students for a week and shared valuable knowledge, skills, and attitudes. We should really welcome him in his own language. Welcome, Gabriel.
Thank you very much. Thank you. They are not perfect in shape. They are not so
precise. Ladies and gentlemen, gnocchi with ragu. Now look at the beautiful colors. Lovely. And then as they finish everything with, it's olive oil. The butter of Italy.
Just only some drops. Not like...
All right, so here we have the clams Scorpio style, yes. Beautiful, chef, beautiful. He did a fantastic job, and we awarded him a medal as an honorary graduate of our college. Come back any time, Gabriel.
You've done such a great job at describing your trip, it almost feels like we're there.
But you're not. Girls, you're in a class. Back to your books.
Next time on Cooking with Angus.
I'm in the middle of 33,500 slabs of Parmigiano Reggiano. It's just a remarkable thing to see them all. You want me to go outside and put my head in the window? Put that camera down, Joe. No, I'll come and drink some wine. Rum.